Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. Vatican ruling on same-sex blessings welcomed in St. Lucia. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Thursday, 21st December 2023, brought to you in association with our friends at Antillian Group. Details when we return.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. A local human rights activist has welcomed the Vatican's announcement that it will now allow the blessing of same-sex couples. In an approved document released by the Vatican on Monday, 18th December 2023, priests in the Roman Catholic Church will now be allowed to bless same-sex couples. The move is being called a step in the right direction for members of the LGBTQ+ community in St. Lucia and who are practicing Roman Catholics.
History is currently in the making, as the head of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis, declared that priests are now able to bless same-sex and irregular couples. However, in the approved document issued by the Vatican announcing the change on Monday, 18th December, it was noted that priests should do this under certain circumstances and decided upon in a case-by-case basis. However, the Vatican stated that blessing should not be a part of regular church rituals or related to civil unions or weddings. It also added that it continues to view marriage as a union between a man and a woman. The Vatican has called the document a sign that God welcomes all. In the Catholic Church, a blessing is considered a prayer or plea, usually delivered by a minister, asking God to look favorably on the person or people being blessed. So what does this mean for the Roman Catholic Church and the members of the LGBTQ+ community in St. Lucia? According to founder of 758 Pride and human rights activist Jessica St. Rose, this new policy announced by the head of the Roman Catholic Church is a step in the right direction for members of the LGBTQ+ community in St. Lucia, especially those who consider themselves Catholic and practice the faith.
I think that it brought that sense of hope, for the Christianity movement in terms of LGBT persons who practice their faith. As for St. Lucia, we do hope, and I do hope to see that, the church embraces it in St. Lucia. It's something that I don't expect to happen right away because, the congregation that we deal with in St. Lucia, our persons might not be very welcoming. But I think if the church, if the priesthood and can probably engage the congregation more on that, there may be some form of acceptance.
St. Rose expressed her belief that love is love and everyone should be welcomed to the church. She further notes that no one sin should be looked at as bigger than another.
At the end of the day, I believe that everyone should be treated equally. The church should welcome everyone, speak the language of love and inclusiveness, and that's what I think we should, as a church, as the priests, should the message that they should spread out there. That at the end of the day, love is love. It doesn't matter your orientation, your identity, but the message of love, hope, and inclusiveness, and everyone is welcome to the house of the Lord.
Whilst acknowledging that St. Lucia and the Caribbean as a whole is rooted in a culture which often looks down on those in same-sex relationships, she thanked the Roman Catholic Church for taking this step of inclusivity and hopes that the local church can reciprocate.
The community feels very happy because we do have persons within the community who practice their faith, and I think it's a step in the right direction where persons want to be able to get married and also be recognized in a church, get that blessing, because when we go to the churches, we see where persons are being blessed on their birthdays, on their anniversaries, in a heterosexual relationship. But to actually add a homosexual relationship and a same-sex relationship to that blessing, I think it's a step in the right direction and it makes us feel great.
Over now to Jamaica, where Don Anderson polled 37% of respondents not voting for the PNP or JLP in local government polls. Andrea Chisholm of TVJ News reports.
The last local government election was held in 2016. After multiple postponements, anticipation is building and some are counting down to 2024. The election has to be called by February. This was Prime Minister Andrew Holness at the JLP's annual conference in November.
Next year, at a date to be announced, at a time of my choosing, we will be going back to the people on the local government elections. We have no fear in facing the people of Jamaica. We know that there is a generation of Jamaicans who were not born in the 1970s. And they have no clue as to how the other party destroyed Jamaica.
Days later, a rebuttal from opposition leader Mark Golding at a party meeting in East Central St. James.
Why do you think they never call local government election on Sunday at them conference? Because them can't cross it. Them know so the people are in at them again. Because the people tired of the lies and the deception and the corruption. The people want a new wind of change. It's not a Roman boom mission we're on. It's not a dig out and mission we're on. It's a mission to rescue the country for ourselves and our children and generations to come.
So if an election is called, who would people vote for? Pollster Don Anderson put the issue to 1,015 registered voters island-wide. 23% of respondents said they would vote for the JLP and 22% for the PNP. 18% are undecided. Interestingly, 37% said they will not be voting for either parties. Now, in Primetime News Sunday, we told you that 40% of respondents said they would not vote in the upcoming local government elections. Mr. Anderson also asked respondents what could get people to vote. 21% said nothing, 16% said jobs, and 10% said if they personally benefit. Others wanted infrastructure such as road, light and water to be fixed and for political representatives to be more visible in the constituency. Transparency and accountability, as well as the mandate of the parties, are also triggers to get people out to vote. The Don Anderson poll was done between November 24 and December 7 and has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
In association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
There is a call for households and business operators to play their part in keeping safe during the Yuletide season. Police Commissioner of Antigua and Barbuda Atlee Rodney is providing critical safety tips as the season is traditionally marked by an uptick in crimes of acquisition. Terry Andrew of ABS News reports.
Commissioner Rodney says from this week the police will be significantly increasing their presence to beef up security in and around St. John's. This is a period of the year marked by increased commercial activities as well as efforts of unscrupulous individuals to prey on households and businesses. The top cop cautions citizens and residents to be aware of dangers around them. He says the police force will do its part.
It is Christmas season. We want everybody to take all those precautions to be safe. We have also produced a musical video sending a message of asking the people just to be safe for this Christmas season. We will be stepping up our operation. We have additional persons coming in the city from Monday, all in an effort to provide safety and security for our community during this time.
Police have responded to several brazen daylight robberies in recent weeks, with petrol stations among businesses targeted. Commissioner Rodney makes an appeal to business owners to redouble their efforts to be safe at this time of the season. He is calling for a unified approach to clamp down on crimes against businesses and households.
Don't be complacent, especially business persons. We're asking the business persons to take some additional precautions. If you have to employ a few more security officers, that would assist to keep your business safe and keep the community safe. So for this Christmas, we are looking forward for cooperation from the business sector, the ordinary man on the street, and the police force is committed to play its role to keep the nation safe for the season.
Terry Andrew, ABS News.
Bahamas' Prime Minister Philip Davis comments on the deployment of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force officers to Haiti.
Between July 1st to September 30th, there have already been more than 1,230 killings and 701 kidnappings across Haiti. From all accounts, that's double the figure on record for the same time last year. And there are no clear signs of letting up. That evidenced in the fact that Kenyan authorities are ramping up preparations to deploy troops to the troubled island nation in hopes of restoring peace and stability there. Some 150 Royal Bahamas Defense Force officers making up 3 platoons have been selected for the mission. The question, though, is when are they slated to leave? Well, when asked, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis offered up this brief response to reporters.
I'm convening my Security Council within the next day or two to discuss these issues. And when we are ready, we'll be making a statement on that.
Minimum wage earners in St. Kitts and Nevis will benefit from a higher rate of pay in 2024, as Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Terence Drew announced minimum wage increases starting from January 1st, 2024. Andre Huey of SKN Newsline has more.
During the presentation of the 2024 budget address to the National Assembly on Wednesday, December 13th, the Prime Minister announced that as of January 1st, 2024, the minimum wage will move from $9 per hour or $360 per week to $10.75 per hour or $430 per week.
So I want to say, Madam Speaker, in this honorable House and to the general public, that the National Minimum Wage Advisory Committee has completed its work and the government has accepted the recommendations for the increase in the minimum wage in St. Kitts and Nevis. I said to our people who have been patient for almost 10 long years for the government to bring relief to their situation, we got you. That is what I want to say. Only a St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party administration can rise to the defense of the workers of this country. It is therefore with great pleasure that I announce that an increase in the minimum wage will be implemented effective 1st January 2024. It will be done in a phased approach. The hourly minimum wage will be increased from $9 per hour to $10.75 per hour effective 1st January 2024. Madam Speaker, our projections are the rate would then be increased to $12.50 per hour from 1st July 2025. The increase in hourly rate would result in a weekly rate of $430 from the 1st January 2024 from $360 and $500 per week from 1st July 2025.
The Chamber of Industry and Commerce provided its position on the minimum wage increase at its annual Christmas luncheon at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort on Wednesday. SK Newsline will provide a report on this in a subsequent broadcast. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.